Hey everyone, Emily at Bob's Watches. Welcome to another video guide. Today we're talking all about Rolex sizes and giving you some pro tips for finding the right size watch for your wrist. Also, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can stay up to date on all of our latest videos. Just like anything else that you wear, it's important that your Rolex properly fits you. While personal preference plays a greater role in watch sizes than it does for other things you might wear like pants or shoes, having an appropriately sized watch ensures that your Rolex looks its best and is comfortable on your wrist. Currently, Rolex offers watches in sizes that range from 28mm in diameter all the way up to 44mm. Previously, Rolex offered watches with smaller case diameters, and you'll even find some vintage ladies' cocktail watches that measure less than 12mm. Relative to other brands in the industry, Rolex's current size range is far less broad than some. However, even still, sometimes a few millimeters can be the difference between a perfect fit and a watch that you feel uncomfortable wearing. One important point to remember is that wrist circumference is not always the sole factor that determines a person's ability to wear a watch. For example, two wrists may have identical circumferences, but if one of the wrists is more oval in its profile, the surface across its top will be larger, and so that wrist will likely be able to wear a larger watch than the other. So what size Rolex is best for your wrist? Again, personal preference is going to be the greatest determining factor here, and the type of watch can also play an important role in the size that works best on your wrist. A chunky professional dive watch like the Rolex Submariner or Sea Dweller can often get away with being a bit larger or even oversized on your wrist, while a model that is designed to be a refined dress watch will lose a bit of its elegance if it is not in proportion to your wrist. Similarly, having a sports watch that is too small for you may not be ideal in terms of visibility or use of its functions, but having one that is too large may get in the way and be uncomfortable on your wrist. Furthermore, the thickness of a watch can also impact its ability to be worn on different wrist sizes. A thick watch may not always fit on small wrists, even if the actual case diameter is something that would otherwise look appropriate. Additionally, more rounded wrists can more easily pull off thicker watches, since the thickness of the watch relative to the thickness of the wrist is more proportional. Historically, Rolex's men's watches have had case diameters of 34mm or larger, while its women's models have measured 31mm or smaller. However, watch sizes for both men and women have steadily grown in more recent years, and men's and women's watches have never had more overlap than they do today. For example, 36mm has historically been the classic size of men's Rolex watches. However, it is now considered a mid-size option within the brand's catalog, and Rolex now even offers versions of the Datejust 36 that are specifically marketed towards women. On the other hand, 37mm, which is firmly in on the larger side of the mid-size category, is now the smallest size option available for the Yacht-Master. So thinking about the various sizes of Rolex watches exclusively as men's and women's models can often be a bit misleading, and it is really most important to find a Rolex that looks and feels good on your actual wrist. There is no firm rule regarding what size of watch you can wear, and it is really most important to find one that you feel comfortable wearing. However, one general guideline is that you don't want the watch itself to stick out much beyond the edges of your wrist. With that in mind, watches are about style, and rocking an oversized watch is definitely a popular look, as is wearing a smaller one paired with some matching bracelets and other wristwear. At the end of the day, only you can decide what is the right size Rolex for your wrist, and getting to try the watch on in person will always give you the most accurate feel for how a watch is going to wear on your wrist. For more information on Rolex sizes, be sure to check out our Ultimate Rolex Sizing Guide, and you can find a link for that in the description below. Thanks for watching our video on Rolex watch sizes. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all of our latest video content.